If you think Democrats have been unhinged over the last couple of days, staging revolts and protests and insurrections around the country, mass resignations of some of their top leaders and stars, and even FBI raids on some of their elected officials in key states like Virginia, who you ain't seen nothing yet, because Democrats just lost the midterms. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news: the Virginia Supreme Court has struck down the rigged, stolen, gerrymandered map that Democrats shoved through. It was completely illegal. All of it, stem to stern, has been ripped up, thrown out, and set ablaze by the Virginia Supreme Court, which has overturned the results of the state's redistricting referendum, which voters narrowly approved last month only because of fraud from mail-in ballots. The ruling upends one of the most closely watched redistricting fights in the country. It follows months of legal challenges over whether the referendum was unconstitutional, and it was. The state spent millions to get the special election done, and hundreds of millions were spent to sway voters. Now all that money has been lit on fire. The new map could have been a 10-0 Democrat rout. Now it is back to a very even keel 6-5 Democrat advantage. Many said that this was the most fairly drawn map in all of America. And Democrats, of course, went and blew it up. Barack Obama and all of his dark money groups celebrating and dancing on the grave of literal democracy in order for a sick redraw that was extremely illegal and hyper-partisan. And the court ruled as much. Amazing. The Supreme Court overturned the voters' decision. It's very rare, but it has happened before. The court ruled that Democrats broke all of the rules in the state. Totally unconstitutional. Doing this, massive win for Republicans. Virginia Supreme Court has blocked Virginia's redistricting referendum, likely preserving the current congressional map, denying Democrats their biggest redistricting opportunity of the cycle. Look at what was just stolen from Democrats. This was stolen by Democrats. This is what they passed, again, by a 1-point margin. Just a reminder that Kamala Harris won Virginia by 3 points. That Virginia just had a very popular Republican governor and a trifecta in the Republican governor's office, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general. Virginia is very much a purple state. It's about as purple as you can get. 50-50 Republican Democrat. Look what Democrats did. Look what Democrats do when you give them an ounce of power, a scintilla of power. Look what they did here. This is the most disgusting gerrymandering anyone's ever seen. And look at this map. This map is actually just very fair. What you want to look for in fair maps are blocks, geographic blocks, where people have something in common, either a large city or a large geographic area, where you can lump the voters together with a common purpose, a common cause. That's what representation is supposed to be. This, of course, takes all the consultancy class, all the Doge class of Washington, D.C., the people that were fired by Doge, and extends their interests way out into the Shenandoah, beyond the mountains, where people don't give a damn, right? The Richmond, north of Richmond country. Here is the Supreme Court decision. The Assembly, Virginia voters proposed constitutional amendment that authorizes partisan gerrymandering of congressional districts in the Commonwealth. We hold the legislative process employed to advance this proposal, and it cites all the articles, is this constitutional violation incurably taints the results of the referendum and nullifies the legal efficacy. This is a beautiful decision. It was 4-3, just in case you're wondering if elections do or don't matter. They do. And now Republicans are favored to win in 2026. We did already win in 24, but Republicans are favored to hold the House. And this map still includes the gerrymandered, racially illegal maps down here. These blue districts, these are congressional ghettos. These are DEI districts with DEI hires that should never be there. The Supreme Court held that these districts are illegal and they will all be wiped out, and we will make sure of it. Indiana refused to get rid of these two little blue districts, and you see what happened in Indiana. We got rid of all of the Rhino Republicans. We are on the march. Ken Cuccinelli deserves an enormous amount of credit for all of this. Ken Cuccinelli saying the ruling is on the basis I predicted. Failure of the Virginia General Assembly to pass its proposal, gerrymandering amendment, on both sides of an intervening election. So Ken Cuccinelli was the former Attorney General of Virginia. He is out here celebrating and saying effectively that it just doesn't matter what the Democrats say. They broke the rules. Virginia will keep their 5 Republican districts, plus 5 for Republicans. That may be the actual ball game, but wait until we get done with the Deep South. The Deep South, as we have argued, has been gerrymandered and had their civil rights stolen. All of these states vote for Donald Trump by 20 plus points. Every single one of them vote for Donald Trump by 20 plus points. Alabama voted for Trump by 33 points. Tennessee voted for Trump by 31 points. These are dark red states to force Democrat districts in these states, because Eric Holder and Barack Obama will sue and call you racist. That is illegal. That is stealing the representation. That is stealing the civil rights of southern states. And so I'm damn proud of the fact that we are finally fighting back. Democrats have had an institutional advantage of 20 seats at least since 1965 that they've stolen through racial gerrymanders, and it's time for it all to come collapsing down. Virginia Democrat gerrymandering is officially dead, struck down. The map would have left only one GOP seat. And now what you've done is you've pissed off all the voters. That's what's amazing about all this. You've now enraged the voters of Virginia. The voters of Virginia now understand what Democrats are willing to do to steal away their civil rights and representation. Even if you are a Democrat living out in the mountains of Virginia, you are very different than the consultant class that lives in Washington, D.C. You're a different person. You have differing alignments and values. You don't want those people lording over you. There are many Republicans that I disagree with that might work in certain areas, but they're not the kind of Republicans that I want to live around. I live around the Republicans I want to live around, right? And I live in a Republican district thanks to Florida redrawing their maps and making where I live a Republican district. It always has been. It was just Democrats were suing and gerrymandering and were claiming representation. Yeah, whatever. It's total trash, and it belongs in the garbage, and now it is defeated. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's just a beautiful thing. Absolutely ripped up, destroyed, and it's gone. Democrats spent north of $80 million on the Virginia referendum. Almost half of it came from Hakeem Jeffries' personal House Majority Forward Fund. Louise Lucas, Dan Scott, Abigail Spanberger exerted much of their political capital to get it passed. All of this to be stuffed in a locker, unconstitutional, on the ballot. And now the voters are pissed in Virginia. Democrats just showed you their hand. Democrats just showed what they are willing to do to you. Democrats showed what they are willing to do to the state, that they are willing to literally strip away all of your civil rights and become like Illinois or like California that pull this kind of crap. And it's not going to work in Virginia. I'm telling you, I know Virginia really well. The Virginia Supreme Court has struck down the Democrat-backed gerrymandering referendum in a 4-3 opinion written by judicial appointees of Democrat Mark Warner. Wow. So it was written by Democrats. The court determined that the process used was unconstitutional. We've read that. Okay. This constitutional violation incurably taints the election. Massive blow to House Democrats. Reporters are saying maximum redistricting warfare update. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't done yet. Get ready. You could potentially pick up 6 more seats. You could have a full flip of 20 plus seats this cycle that were held by Democrats illegally because of unconstitutional racial ghettoizing of districts. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Beautiful, just beautiful. And South Carolina is moving ahead with their redistricting. You get ready for this. This is going to be nightmare fuel for Democrats. Getting rid of James Clyburn in South Carolina is going to be it, man. You want to talk about full demoralization? That's going to be it. Speaker of the Virginia House, we respect the decision of the Supreme Court of Virginia. You're damn right you do. Damn right you do, you dirty thieves. There is justice in this world. We love to see it. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for more good news.